Very good morning to all. So today we have to move to the next one more concept in the respiratory system, that is the trachea. Okay. Already we finished gills which are present in the aquatic animals, and we also finished the lungs which higher animals contains the respiratory organ as the lungs, and what its function, how it will be works, that we studied. Today we have to move to the next one, that is the trachea. So what do you know regarding the trachea? Where it is present? What its function? That entire thing we have to study today. So you heard the word trachea. Trachea we also called as the windpipe, which is present in the respiratory system. Startingly the trachea is present, then we called as the two lungs are present. Within the lungs, alveoli is present. Okay. So you just imagine the structure of the trachea. Even I will show. This we called as the trachea. Okay. So trachea is also called as the windpipe, and it is a fibrocartilaginous in nature. Non-collapsible tube. Fibrocartilaginous means fiber-like structure. Cartilaginous is nothing but the muscles which are present on the surface of the trachea. Non-collapsible. Okay, it will not collapse like that. It is the tube that creates the beginning of the lower respiratory tract. Startingly nose, then larynx, trachea, then lungs, within the lungs alveoli. So like that structure is there. So this we called as the beginning of the lower respiratory tract. So 16 to 20 C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage over the surface of this wall of the trachea. We can able to see the that we call as cartilage, which looks like a hyaline cartilage. Keep its lumen patent. So C-shaped rings you can able to see the upper surface of the trachea. Okay, so like this. A band of smooth muscle and a fibroelastic ligament that bridge the gap between the posterior free ends of C-shaped cartilage that allows expansion of the esophagus during the passage of bolus of the food. Means what? In the front side trachea is there, at the back side of the trachea esophagus is there. Trachea related with the respiratory system, and the esophagus is related with the digestive system. So at the startingly after the mouth, that we called as the pharynx, in that region, or in the neck region, or we called as the throat region, there is a one part that we call as epiglottis. So epiglottis that will be prevents the entry of the air into the esophagus, and also that will be prevent the entry of the food into the trachea. Like that part is there. So here some smooth muscles are present in the starting region. Okay, so that will be provide the gap so that expansion of the esophagus takes place during the entry of the food, that we call as the bolus. Okay, the chewing of the food takes place in the mouth, then it will be enters the esophagus. That food particles or the food material we called as the bolus. Understood? Soft material, that is the bolus. So the muscles which are present in the starting part in the pharynx region or in the tracheal region, that will be help for the entry of the bolus into the esophagus. So this is the actual structure of the trachea. Tracheal mucosa inside. Mucosa means insider part. Fibromuscular posterior wall. Okay, so outside layer you can able to see the like this tracheal cartilages. Okay, so these are again the soft part, tracheal cartilages, where it will be looks like a C-shaped. Okay, when you take the section of the trachea, the structure will be appears like this. So this is the lungs upper surface that we call the tracheal part. Then we take the section of the or the cross section of the trachea, the structure will be appears like this, anterior, posterior. All these parts will be comes under the trachea. Okay, so esophagus, then trachea. So the trachea, bronchi and bronchioles. Here we seen trachea. When it enters within the lungs, that is the bronchi. Small structure, bronchioles. trachea, bronchi and bronchioles form the tracheobronchial tree. Okay, all these three structures combined together, then we called as the tracheobronchial tree, a system of airways that allows passage of air into the lungs where gas exchange occurs. Means all these parts plays an important role for the entry of the air into the alveoli. Understood? Firstly trachea, then bronchi, then bronchiole, then alveoli. So this is the air passage. These airways are located in the neck and the thorax region. So the respiratory system starts at the neck region, means startingly nose, then inside it will becomes, that is the neck region, then thorax region. So you know the parts of the body, that is the head, thorax, and the lower part is the abdomen. Thorax part means again heart, respiratory, lungs, all these things will be comes. So the airways are located in the neck region and in the thorax region. Okay, that is the chest region. The arrangement of cartilage and elastic tissue in the tracheal wall prevents its kinking. Okay, so the presence of the smooth muscle, cartilaginous, and even the elastic nature, all these will be prevents its kinking. Okay, as it is normal only because of these material. And obstruction during the movement of the head and neck. Presence of these materials, that is the cartilaginous and the elastic tissue, soft tissue, which will be prevents the kinking and obstruction during the movement of the head and the neck region. Okay, so when you see the tracheal structure, you can able to see the structure like this. Okay, insidely mucosal layer is present. So this is the pipe like structure where the airways will be pass here. Anatomical position. Anatomy means what? Internal structure. Internally how the position is arranged. Okay, the trachea marks the beginning of the tracheobronchial tree. That I told, the bronchi, bronchiole, and the trachea all will act like a tree like structure. Tracheobronchial tree that we called. So this is the beginning of the trachea, is the beginning of the tracheobronchial tree. It arises at the lower border of cricoid cartilage. Where it is arises? From the lower border of cricoid cartilage, means present in the neck region, in the neck, as continuation of the larynx. Firstly pharynx, larynx, then neck, pharynx, larynx, then trachea, then lungs. It travels inferiorly into the superior mediastinum. Mediastinum is where the bones present in the thorax region. It travels inferiorly, okay, not superiorly, inferiorly into the mediastinum, bifurcating at the level of the sternal angle. Sternum, mediastinum, all these are the bones present in the thorax region. So that's why it makes the right and the left bronchi. Okay, presence of the sternum, that will be makes the left and the right lungs, or the left and the right bronchi. As it descends, the trachea is located anteriorly to esophagus and inclines slightly to the right. Like this position will be takes place. Extent. Trachea stretches from the lower border of cricoid cartilage, that only told in the neck region, at the lower border of the C6 vertebra to the lower border of T4 vertebra. Means how much length is takes place trachea in the thorax region, means the notochord is present, that we called as the vertebrae is present. Okay, so the vertebrae means 32 vertebrae are there, 1 2 3 4 5 like that. Okay, so the starting vertebrae that we called as the T4, it will be ends up to the last vertebrae, that we called as a small region, that is the tracheal region. Bifurcation of the trachea. So the bifurcation of the trachea is nothing but that we called as how the trachea arrangement is takes place here. Okay, right and the left bronchus, this is the trachea. Measurement. So measurement is nothing but the upper half of trachea can be found in the neck region, and the lower hand, that is the half located in the superior mediastinum. The trachea is up to 4.5 inches, that is up to 10 to 11 centimeter. The diameter of trachea is 2 centimeter in man and 1.5 centimeter in females. Okay. The lumen means the cavity which is present in the trachea is smaller in a living human than that in cadavers. Okay. Means the cadavers have the lumen smaller in means the lumen is smaller in living human that in cadavers. As compared to the cadavers, the living human beings have the smaller lumen that we can call as the cavity present in the trachea. So where the location, the tracheal location is nothing but the upper half of the trachea lies in the neck region that we call the cervical part. Okay. So the thorax region, in that region we referred as the cervical region, cervical part. In that region, the upper half of the trachea lies in the neck region, lower half in the superior mediastinum, thoracic part. In the thoracic part only, in the cervical region, upper part, and in the mediastinum region, that is the lower part, upper half and the lower half, like this. So up to the thorax region, the trachea is present. Throughout its whole course, it lies directly in front of esophagus. So I told at the back side esophagus, that is the digestive tract, and in the front side respiratory tract, that is the trachea is present. Left recurrent laryngeal nerve lies in the groove between it and left border of the esophagus. Means which nerve is present in the groove between esophagus means that we call as the laryngeal nerve. Lies in the between of it and left border of the esophagus. So that will be supplied to the brain, and the impulses that we call as the messages will be go to the brain, and then brain will be start to work. How is the structure that I told? Trachea consists of about 16 to 20 C-shaped rings. That rings are nothing but the hyaline cartilages. So the rings are made up from the cartilages, being located one above the other. One above the other they are located. The cartilages are deficient posteriorly, where the gap is filled up by the connective tissue and involuntary muscle termed trachealis. Okay, so the involuntary muscles are present, connective tissues are present, that we referred as the trachealis. The absence of cartilages on the posterior aspect enables expansion of esophagus during deglutition. Means during the process of digestion, that is the process of deglutition, swallowing, chewing, that we call as the deglutition process. During that, what will be happens? Due to the absence of the cartilages on the posterior region of the trachea, the expansion of the esophagus will be takes place. Okay, if the cartilages will be present, then that we called a relaxation position will be takes place. Because of the absence of the cartilages, expansion or the contraction will be takes place. That will be helpful for the deglutition purpose. Cervical part of the trachea. Cervical part of the trachea, what part it contains means it is about 7 centimeter in length. Okay, that is the morphological feature, and stretches from the lower border of the cricoid cartilage to the upper border of the manubrium sterni. So this is the length of the trachea, and in which region how much centimeter it have, that they given. It goes downwards and somewhat backwards in front of the esophagus. Means how the esophagus, how the trachea will be runs, it will be goes downwards and somewhat backwards in front of the esophagus, following curvatures of the cervical spine, and then enters the thoracic cavity in the median plane with a small deviation on the right side. Okay, so like these creations will be happens in the front and back side of the esophagus. That is the arrangement of the trachea. Okay, so up to this the tracheal functions and the tracheal parts and the structure of the trachea. Okay, so functions means of course the air passage will be occurs through the trachea, and the mucosa which contains the layer of the mucosa that will be helpful for from the prevention of the bacteria virus which will be enters through the trachea. So that is the main function of the trachea. So up to this trachea. So next time we have to study regarding the air sacs. Okay, thank you.